Narayan. Jai Shrimad Narayan. Jai Shrimad Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Swami Sudarshan Acharya Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Srimad Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dam in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. Our topic is the spiritual revolution of the Bhagavad Gita, and we are on chapter 2, verse 16. But before we get there, the Bhagavad Gita is the summary of all Vedic knowledge. Bhagavad Gita is the summary of all Vedic knowledge, and in this life, I connect to all Vedic knowledge and I interface it with the Bhagavad Gita. And this is giving the world an opportunity to understand the Bhagavad Gita in its sublime form. Generally, people run to verses and commentaries. And the verses of the Bhagavad Gita is esoteric. Esoteric means it has a surface value and it also has a deeper inner spiritual value. So when you understand the surface value, it brings you one step closer to the spiritual value. However, generally, people will be not so interested in the verses that are original from the Mahabharata itself. They will go to the purport or commentary of the guru that has done a commentation on the Bhagavad Gita. Yes? It is human nature. Even when I was first given, so I'm 63 years old, but I only opened the Bhagavad Gita for the very first time in 2013, March 2013. I have two Bhagavad Gitas that were presented to me. One is the Bhagavad Gita of Swami Sivananda, and I signed. The Bhagavad Gitas were given to me signed in 2013, March, before I went to India and was initiated as a guru. So the first Bhagavad Gita and the second Bhagavad Gita was given to me by the same person. I'm forgetting her name. Her surname is Maharaj. And she was the niece of my best friend. And he was alive at that time. He's late now. And she said, all the luck on your spiritual journey. Little realizing that 16 years later, I'll be refuting one of the Bhagavad Gita she gave me. The second Bhagavad Gita is by Swami Prabhupada. And that I'll be teaching the Bhagavad Gita to the whole world in its original, authentic, undistilled form. So when I got that two Bhagavad Gitas, I read both of them, as you know, and as I've stated numerously, that I love reading and I love knowledge. So I read both the Bhagavad Gitas, but I was not too concerned about the actual words spoken by Lord Sri Krishna. I ran straight to the explanation. I ran straight to the explanation. And if you go on the cover of a book that says, as it is, what happens to your mind? It means all the commentaries of the other Bhagavad Gita as it is not. Yes? If one Bhagavad Gita says, as it is, then generally what would be your mindset when you open that Bhagavad Gita as it is? That it is original, authentic, undistilled. Any more descriptions we got? Yes? And when you read the purport of that Bhagavad Gita, what will you assimilate? That because it states as it is, and because it is written by a world famous international Swami, that it is the absolute truth. Yes? Is it human nature? So, this is how the world has been fooled. This is how the entire world has been fooled. Millions of copies of the Bhagavad Gita as it is are in the hands of millions and millions of people. The purport is false in its entirety. The purport, the commentary on the Bhagavad Gita of Swami Prabhupada is false in its entirety. Because we have two Krishnas. Vasan is a third Krishna. We have two Krishnas. The Krishna of ISKCON and the Krishna of the Mahabharata of Sanatan Dharma. We have two Krishnas. One Krishna, Lord Krishna of the Mahabharata, states that he must only be known through the Vedas. And the Vedas are the handbook of Sanatan Dharma, and the Krishna of ISKCON must be known by a book called Brahma Samhita. The Krishna of ISKCON must be known by the book called Brahma Samhita. Then if you go and research and find out where's that book that is called Brahma Samhita, you'll find it is not in existence. It is not in existence, but the founder, original founder of the belief system of ISKCON, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, found chapter 5 of this book, which conveniently This chapter 5 was found in a temple. Only chapter 5 of a book called Brahma Samhita. Chapter 1 to 4 was missing, and we don't know how many other chapters there are in this book. But that chapter 5 that was found conveniently replaces the spiritual hierarchy of Sanatan Dharma. In the follow up, there is a personality 400 years later. How long? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared he was born in 1458. In mid 1800, or towards the end of the year 1800, Vinoda, Bhakti Vinoda Thakur was born. And he had a zest to look up Lord Chaitanya's teachings, which were somewhere, somewhere. And his best friend rediscovered, or his friend rediscovered the Chaitanya Upanishad. Rediscovered Chaitanya Upanishad. So let's look at these books. One book with one chapter conveniently found by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then 400 years later, there was a personality, he was a judge and a magistrate in Bengal. Judge and magistrate in Bengal. He had this passion for reviving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life. And I can't understand how. I really can't. Using logic. Using logic. This satsang have a lot of children. The leader, Yajvan, I'm talking from Yajvan's age, which is 6 until 4, when I'm being serious, I think these children also will find it mind-boggling. How an Upanishad that is eternal. Upanishad is quantum mechanics in physics today. All the Upanishads is quantum mechanics in physics today. Every Upanishad is 100% scientific. Every Upanishad is 100% scientific. In 2017, Vasan, I don't know if you remember, in 2017, I gave a few discourses when Vishwadhar and what's that girl's name? Not Amita, not Melissa. She was a professor in physics at the University of Witwatersrand. Siraksha, yeah, Sirasha. So Sirasha was a professor, or she was teaching physics at the University of Witwatersrand. And I said that in my lifetime, Vasan, I don't know if we can pull out this discourse. In my lifetime, Dana, you was there? 2017. Hey, the only time Dana was. Okay, for that you cannot have my seat, Dana. Okay? I said in my lifetime, scientists will bow down to the Upanishads. Did I say that, Vasan? Nirali, did I say that? I said, in my lifetime, all these super scientists will bow down to the Upanishads. Today, all the scientists are bowing down to all of the Upanishads. Okay? From 29 years later, not even nine, I think about 5, 6 years later, quantum mechanics got discovered. It was discovered many, many years ago. They started interfacing it with Sanatan Dharma about 7 or 8 years ago. That the Upanishads of Sanatan Dharma is what the scientists are still struggling to find today. And it is simple, Vasan. Just inform NASA and all these big places if they are having a problem, come to your guru. Because we know the other side of quantum physics, which they are experimenting in laboratories to get the same solution that we know since creation. Quantum physics was explained to humankind at creation. God does not hide any information that is needed by man. The Rig Veda at creation gives a description on how to construct an aeroplane. Rig Veda at creation gives man engineering details on how to construct an aeroplane. Did you know that? And Rig Veda is the oldest authentic spiritual scripture in the entire world, proven by our modern scientists. So I want to bring in this perspective that the Upanishad cannot be found somewhere. It is calibrated in this universe. This universe is a supercomputer. This universe is a supercomputer. At creation, the Supreme Lords compute into this universe all the information that is required for this universe to run. The wind does not appear by accident. Sunshine does not appear by accident. Rain does not appear by accident. Your marriage does not appear by accident. Your divorce does not appear by accident. Your children are not accident, and you were never an accident. You was programmed into this universe at creation 155 trillion years ago. You sitting here today is not an accident. Whoever is within the range of my voice today in any part of the world, if somebody for the very first time now in this few minutes came on the internet who never know Acharya Shyam Ramanuj, it's not an accident because you were programmed at creation for this date, this time, and this place to come into my presence and hear this information. Nothing in this universe is an accident. This universe is precision engineered. This universe is precision engineered. If anything appeared at creation
1 millionth of a millimeter wrong, it would have collided with the rest of creation, and there would have been no creation today. So there is nothing in this universe that is not meticulously prepared by the management of the Supreme Creator. You breathing through a precise, meticulous system in your body. There is a mechanism in your body, there is an apparatus in your body that only deals with breathing. Whatever is inside you is outside you. Again, whatever is inside you is also outside you. You and the universe is made of the same elements. Every element that exists in the universe exists inside you. Nirali, how can metal that is outside the universe be inside you? Yes? How can diamonds that's outside the universe be inside you? How can gold that's outside the universe be inside you? Have you went to the doctor and the doctor said your magnesium is low? The reason we're not going to show you where the gold and diamond is there'll be a whole lot of murder. Wives will kill husbands, husbands will kill wives just for the diamond. That is inside you. You all have gold and diamond inside you. But we're keeping it a secret. We will reveal this to you in, in the time when everything is pure. When? When is everything pure? Which Yuga? Sat Yuga, we will tell you everything. All right? And it's the next Yuga, only 427,000 years more to go. I mean, you'll live for 155 trillion years already. What's 427,000 more years will tell you where the gold and diamond is hidden inside your body. Okay? So, the knowledge to efficiently run this universe has to be computed somewhere. Yes? The wind must know when to blow. The sun must know when to shine. The moon must know which part it must rotate. Sita, the moon have to know when it can influence Sita's behavior. So we are all interconnected. We are all interconnected. This is what the Bhagavad Gita is about. This discourse is directly from the Bhagavad Gita, but because it is compressed in verses and we cannot write so big books, the commentaries are short so that you can read the commentary and go to the next verse, read the commentary and go to the next verse. So Sanatan Dharma is not a religion. Religion teach you discipline on how to pray to a supreme being. Sanatan Dharma is the science. It teaches you how to live scientifically as a human being. Sanatan Dharma don't care who you pray, how you pray. Sanatan Dharma wants you to be righteous. Sanatan Dharma wants you to be righteous. The core philosophy of Sanatan Dharma is righteous living. Righteous living with morals and ethics so that you can get liberated. Sanatan Dharma, the basis, BASIS, and base, BASE, is karma and reincarnation. Karma and reincarnation. Karma, reincarnation, liberation. The purpose this universe was created so that you can work out your karma and exit this universe. That is what the Bhagavad Gita is. That is what Lord Sri Krishna came to tell you. Work out your karmas and leave this universe. I'm waiting for you on the other side. I'm waiting for you on the other side. And the Lord came inside the prison. This universe is a prison. You are shackled here. Nobody can leave this universe. That is why reincarnation is a scientific fact. You are thrown here. When your body get finished, you get another body. Your body get finished, you get another body. Body get finished, you get another body. You cannot leave this prison unless you liberate yourself. Has it been proven? Has reincarnation been scientifically proven? Is it proven in an academic university? So Sanatan Dharma is the absolute spiritual and scientific truth. Spiritual and scientific truth. No aspect of Sanatan Dharma can be refuted by any living being. No aspect of Sanatan Dharma can be refuted by any living being. 500 years ago, the inhabitants of this earth, what they thought this earth to be, round or flat? Flat. Sanatan Dharma at creation described the earth as spherical, not round, spherical. Spherical means compressed on the tops and round on the side. Okay? When a philosopher discovered this, he was threatened to be killed. Just go back, Google. I'm not going to do all your work for you while you sit and do nothing and just listen to the Guru. All right? So, whatever I am stating today and whatever I have stated in all my discourses from 2013, over 1,000 of them is on the internet. Every discourse of mine is meticulously delivered with absolute scientific or spiritual evidence. Every discourse. Go and see if you can find one contradiction in any of my 1,000 discourses that is on the internet. Okay? Again, the word scientifically, meticulously are important words. Because God is scientific. If this universe is scientific, then God have to be scientific. If this universe is created and can be understood through science, and the creator of this universe is the Supreme Lord, then don't you think that science which the Supreme Lord gave us as a handbook. There's a handbook for the universe and a handbook for a human being. And that came at creation. That came at creation. I'm repeating a whole lot of my discourses because I want you to understand that you can't pull out a chapter 5. So Jessica, my Jessica Pandey, here from the Sri Narayan Dham, one day she can come up and create her own system and become the guru of the system. She found chapter 10 of the Satish Samhitas, where Satish is described as a bald-headed man. And when we look at him, and when we look at chapter 10, it describes Satish fully. Then we all now have to submit to Satish Pandey. Satish will replace Lord Narayan and Jessica will replace Bhadra Kali. Jessica was waiting to replace Mother Lakshmi. No, Jess. Maybe in a few years, we still got some shaping and sculpturing. No, you're there, Jess. You're almost there. All right? You understand? So God made sure He sent His handbook so Jessica can't go and make a husband God. Otherwise, everyone's husbands will be God. Guru will have no job. Yes? Because anyone can find a chapter 5 somewhere. We'll have a Satish Upanishad. We'll have a Satish Upanishad. Sorry, boss. I have to move aside. The devotees are getting jealous. I have to give them some. All of you understanding. To ensure that there is no other books, no other knowledge, God preset the knowledge in the universe. This knowledge is preset in the universe, and the same knowledge is preset in your soul. Every one of you, whoever you are, whoever is in the range of my voice, in any part of the world, whether you are Muslim, whether you're Christian, whether you're an atheist, whether you're a Jew, whoever you are, the Supreme Lord preset that knowledge into you. You already, this knowledge that I am preaching is already preset in your soul. And that same knowledge is preset in the universe. When the knowledge of your soul interfaces with the knowledge of the universe, you get a visa. You get an exit visa, and that is called liberation. And that is called liberation when the knowledge in the universe and the knowledge that is an attribute of you. Every soul has the same knowledge. The only difference between God and a soul, there's only one difference, is that the Supreme Lord creates, an individual soul does not create. Only difference, Supreme Lord is the creator, individual souls cannot create. That is the only difference. Whatever God knows, He has embedded in you because you chose to be independent, he has removed this knowledge from your mind, not your soul, from your mind. When you realize your relationship with the Supreme Lord, and this is taught by all religion. Every religion teaches you to submit to the teachings of the Supreme Lord. Yes? Which religion does not teach you that? Every religion teaches you surrender fully to the Supreme Lord of your religion. Every religion teaches you in your religion that He is the Creator. Yes or no? In Christianity, the God of Christianity teaches you that He is the Creator. Yes or no? Islam teaches you that He is the Creator. Yes or no? So, what is the difference? What is the difference? You understand? All of you understanding? So, let's go back to this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Upanishad. You think 400 years later, yeah, if you found about 30 Upanishads, if you found about 30 Upanishads and one of the Upanishads was a Chaitanya Upanishads, maybe your story you will get some credibility. Yes? But if you only found Chaitanya Upanishad, which conveniently states that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Primal Lord, the Brahma Samhita, which conveniently states that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Primal Lord, and that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna. He took on a secret avatar. Now Nirali is confused. She want to go home, join her brother and become a Christian. Nirali, you can see we can't blame your brother for becoming a Christian. We can't blame Indians who were formerly Hindus for becoming Christians. Why? Now look, Lord Krishna came 5,000 years ago in the Mahabharata. Under 5,000 he comes again undercover, wasn't? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an undercover Lord Krishna. He don't want the world to know he is Krishna, but he wants the world to know he is Krishna. He comes incognito and he dances and dances and dances. So the Lord Krishna of ISKCON is a dancer, and the Lord Krishna of the Mahabharata is the absolute spiritual scientist. Now we have two Lord Krishnas. The dancing Krishna and the scientific, spiritual scientist Krishna. ISKCON's founding books, an institution that has 180 temples around the world, its founding documents fits in with the word founding. Wasn't? The founding documents of ISKCON fits in exactly in the word founding. They were found. They were found, and therefore they are called found ding documents of ISKCON. ISKCON is founded on found documents. ISKCON is founded on found. Both the documents have been mysteriously found. Do you understand? So there is one Lord Krishna that has been found. The ISKCON Lord Krishna was found, and the Mahabharat Lord Krishna is eternal. Is eternal. The ISKCON Lord Krishna has a date of existence. The Sanatan Dharma, the Mahabharat Lord Krishna, exists eternally. I am not teaching this. This discourse is for ISKCON. This discourse is for ISKCON. My devotees already know the absolute truth. I have to prove to ISKCON devotees that the institution is not a legal, legitimate institution of Sanatan Dharma. I have to teach the ISKCON devotees that they have been hoodwinked. They have been hoodwinked. Have people in all religions been hoodwinked? Have people in all religions been hoodwinked by preachers? I have one preacher living here who's working for me. Wisdom is from Malawi. Pastor Bushiri. You all heard of Pastor Bushiri? You all heard of Pastor Bushiri? Did he hoodwink South Africa? Did he escape in a plane endorsed by the president? So there are hoodwinkers in every religion. It's not something. And then we need the bona fide preachers have to find the hoodwink preachers and expose them. Yes? Like Malema, before his sentencing, he went and had a rat bath and a rat ceremony. His Sangoma hoodwinked him. He even came with a rat medallion to court. One rat was there. Okay, go research. You know, Guru is 100% evidence based. And whilst talking on Malema, I am disgusted at the magistrate for giving him an apartheid government sentence. Malema got an apartheid government sentence. You have to look at the crime. You don't have to look at the person. Law is law. Law has no emotions. Most Malema would have got, but a bona fide magistrate was 6 months. And even that 6 months, he could have appealed and stayed outside. To give somebody 5 years that fired shots in the air and ballistics never proved that those bullets came from that gun. Do you understand? Me personally, I won't have a cup of tea with Malam. Me personally, I won't sit at the same table with Malema and have a cup of tea. Not that Vasan, I don't want to share my sugar spoon. I don't have sugar anymore. All right? No color bar there, but I won't sit in the same table with him. But the truth is the truth. You can't get 5 year sentence for shooting in the air. And this ashram condemns the racist sentence that was imposed by the most hated man in South Africa. Is there anyone that people in South Africa hate more than Malema? And they took the hatred and converted it into a sentence. All right? So if I personally have to go to this court and picket outside, I'll go there. I have a Lexus. I'll go there and we'll picket, because where there's injustice, there is Acharya Shyam Ramanuj. Where there's injustice, there is Acharya Shyam Ramanuj. So, Jessica, just see how we can get involved in working with the advocates and senior council of Malema, and we'll put a motivation from the ashram, from the Sri Narayan Dham. Okay, just check it out, check through our attorneys, check how this whole thing works. Guru does not know, but I can put my neck on the block, Vasan, that I'll be there. But only one thing Malema must do, sort that Sangoma out. I don't know how much they paid. Couple of bars just for a smelly rat that couldn't even overturn the judgment. You understand? So many years ago, I was at Bria police station during apartheid. My entire Trisha, your son is not here. He always misses out. My entire employment in the South African police force was during apartheid. And we had twin sisters that were transferred from Empangeni to Durban. One was, both the names were one Royan. One was transferred to Point, one was transferred to Bria. The Bria one was Jeanine Van Royan. And she was the charge office commander, and I was working in the van. And I arrested somebody that had a stolen tape deck in his kit bag. Those years, Vasan, I don't know if you remember, I don't know how old or young you are. I can't make your age out. But we used to have Pioneer liquid crystals. Satish, you remember? Pioneer liquid crystal tape decks. And I found him with the tape deck and I brought him to the charge office. My Zulu was not perfect. It is still not perfect. I still have problem understanding it. I only knew one very valuable word in Zulu, Vasan. When me and my Zulu friends, we should say, let's go, Phuza. That was a Zulu word I understood perfectly. I didn't have to ask you, hey, what you said. I heard it distinctly. The frequency went straight in my ears, all right? So he was very, very, very agitated and frustrated. He was swearing, but he was alone. And I was there, and this commander was there, Janine van Rooyen. So I gave this suspect a terrible hiding, and she came and stopped it. She said, Singh, stop hitting this man. He's not swearing you. I said, oh, because no one else is here and he's looking at me and he's gone Hararis. And she said, no, she understands Zulu and she could speak Zulu. She said, no, he's upset with his Sangoma. He paid 2,000 rand for an armband. And that armband supposed to tick when a policeman is in the vicinity. I arrested him, it didn't tick and he didn't see me. I was working crime prevention. So he said when he comes back from prison, he is going to sort the Sangoma. All right? So these things do exist. These things do exist. Nirali, you enjoying it? Trisha, must tell your son, you won't be taping all these personal stories. He need to come here and hear it himself. All right? I just hope you don't go to Bria police station and become a policeman. Okay, you understand? So, knowledge is precise, is eternal, it's already computed. You can't find Vedic knowledge anywhere. You can't find Vedic knowledge anywhere. Can you believe an institution that has 180 temples around the world was founded on found documents? Then they stated that they are representing Sanatan Dharma. In Sanatan Dharma, you can only found an institution if you are self-realized or God-realized. If you are self-realized or God-realized, you'll know that documents that do not exist in the original Vedas cannot be used. Do you understand? So you think Swami Prabhupada was self-realized? Do you think he was God-realized? Because if he was self-realized or God-realized, he would have founded the same institution on the Vedas. Because self-realization means I know I am the soul. That's all. Self-realization means I know I am the soul. God realization means I have attached myself to the Supreme Lord through knowledge. Through knowledge. Knowledge that God has and you have. You and God must have the same knowledge for you to be attached to the Supreme Lord. If you have different knowledge and God has different knowledge, this is our problem. This is why we are suffering in this universe. Our original knowledge is blocked. Our original knowledge is blocked. Where am I finding this information? Where? Chapter 15, verse 15 of the Bhagavad Gita states what? I am seated in the hearts of all. I am seated in the hearts of all. From me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. From me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. I am to be known by all the Vedas. I am to be known by all the Vedas. I alone am the knower of all the Vedas. Let's do it again. I am seated in the hearts of all. Where is the Supreme Lord? In you. He's already there. Which religion denies that God sits in your heart? Is there any religion that states God does not sit in your heart? In Christianity, does God sit in your heart? In Islam, does God sit in your heart? In Judaism, does God sit in your heart? So that is a given. That is a standard that the Supreme Lord sits in the heart of all human beings. That is a standard fact in all religions across the board. Now we get in scientific. We get in scientific that God which is seated in your heart as per your karma, as per your karma gives you knowledge. If your karma states you must be given 1 gigabyte, I don't know how big is a gigabyte. Huh? Okay, let's go. What's the smallest byte? 1 byte. Okay, I can't see. I'm looking. If the Lord gives you knowledge, He gives it to you as per your karma. So if you are entitled to 0,00001 byte of knowledge, you'll get 0,000,1 byte of knowledge. And if you are entitled to 0, or to 1 gigabyte of knowledge, God will give you 1 gigabyte of knowledge. He is seated in you. He got your spreadsheet and He will give you knowledge as per your spreadsheet. As per your spreadsheet, He will give you memory. Have you ever been pondering in your life on a certain issue and all of a sudden you remembered? Away? You still pondering how you got married to Ashmika. I don't think you got that knowledge yet. God is a bit slow. You understand? That is almost second grandchild and memory has not come yet. Sometimes we just die like that. That is why. We remember in the next lifetime. We remember in the next lifetime. Well, Satish is protected. He knows you'll go home safe. Okay, are we understanding? So the Supreme Lord controls what you must know, what you must forget, and what you must remember. You are not and never can be in control of your knowledge, of your memory, and your forgetfulness. And there are two very forgetful people here in this ashram, Sean and Vasan. Memory problem. You can leave the key here and search in the pocket for the key. Yes, Vasan? And Sean. All right? Now don't blame yourself. Who's controlling that? But how do you improve the amount of knowledge you get and the amount of memory you get. It is in your domain in this lifetime. Although your spreadsheet is there and you are controlled according to your spreadsheet, you can change that in this lifetime. And how do you change that? You surrender to that Lord that is seated and that's controlling your memory, your loss of memory, and your knowledge. These three things you surrender. The success, the key to not having a memory loss is to surrender to that person that's making you get a memory loss. Vasan? So all you have to do is say, sorry, boss. Sean, very simple. Sorry, boss. You control, you are the impeller of my memory. You are the impeller of my knowledge. You are the impeller of my knowledge, memory, and loss of memory. Okay? So I was an atheist for a big part of my adult life. I was an atheist. What atheist means? Lack of spiritual knowledge. Who cut off my spiritual knowledge for me to be an atheist? Who? The Lord. Who gave me back my memory? The Lord. How did the Lord configure giving me back my memory? And why? Because gurus are eternal. Gurus are eternal. Gurus are born. Gurus are born. Gurus are not made. No one can make a guru. No one can make a guru. All made gurus and the institutions crashed. Go and Google. Find out how many gurus that were self-made. They came with a bang and they went with a bang. Gurus reincarnate. The relationship between a bona fide guru and a bona fide disciple is eternal. That means after this creation, when we are all absorbed in the Supreme Lord, all my disciples will be absorbed in the Supreme Lord with me. When we are released, all my disciples will be my disciple in every cycle. Because you can't, if the relationship between guru and disciple is eternal, then you can't have different gurus in different lifetimes. And those of you that are bona fide, you know who you are. When you met me the first time, you knew, it was as if you knew me all your life. When you met me for the first time, there was that familiar feeling between soul and soul. And you just knew, I know this man. You don't need to know anything. When you feel comfortable where you can bear everything in your life to that personality, then you know that you are my disciple. when you have no fear or shame to bear out your darkest of the darkest, then you know you are bona fide. But if you are here for a Lexus, if you are here for a Lexus, you and I won't be absorbed in the Supreme Lord at the end of creation. You won't be my disciple there. I won't help you when you inside God. You understand? Is it clear? We have to make this part clear. No use going into the verses of the Bhagavad Gita. If when I explain the Bhagavad Gita, it cannot enter you, no use going into those verses. All of you understand? And this is why, see Arnold's children and Yajvan, they prove the eternality of the guru disciple relationship as exact, as the absolute truth. And there were many children that came here. Their parents took them away. They are still my disciple. Arnold's young child is how old, Arnold? 3. Okay, don't give us your age. These people think how that is possible. Have they been following a guru before coming to this ashram? No. This is the first ashram they came to. Who taught that child that he must bow down, touch the guru's feet, and touch his head? No, he started doing it from outside. This boy came in my kutir, touched my feet, and touched his head. Yajvan started the guru-disciple relationship just like your children. Touching the guru's feet, touching the guru's. I supposed to start with him. He's upset now. Who taught these children these things? Why they have so much of relish in that? He was touching my feet and touching my head with his kimbis. I didn't know whether his kimbis was full or empty. It is through him that his 2 grandparents, 3 grandparents, his mom and his dad is here, is through Yajvan. Yajvan preaches his guru in school. And he was so upset when other people couldn't understand Guru and Narayan. He thought it was general knowledge. All children supposed to know Guru and Narayan. But he said he will try and convert some of his friends to come to ashram. So this inner feeling, you see, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again so you understand where I'm coming from. When Mataji's sister from the divine life told Mataji and her mother that her guru is a mother and father and God, Mataji came and told me. When Mataji told me that, I was out of the police force, I had resigned already. When Mataji told me that, I had a vision of my Beretta 15 shooter going into this Sivananda ashram and killing that man. And killing that man because how can a human being be your mother, be your father, and be God. That's how I felt. And around the world, when people feel that, I have no problem because I felt it myself. In your own family, people are telling you, all, hey, that's an ordinary man. You touching his feet. You worshipping him through arti. You bowing down to him. You touching him. They are also having the Beretta 15 shooter moment. They are having the Beretta 15 shooter moment. You see, with these eyes that you have, you cannot see God. Yes? Because the frequency of your eyes and the frequency of the Supreme Lord is different. But it is an absolute truth that the Supreme Lord lives in the soul of every human being. Yes? But he is active as himself in the soul of a bona fide spiritual master. He is active as himself in the soul of a bona fide spiritual master. Do you understand what I'm saying? The same Lord is seated in your soul, the same Lord is seated in my soul. That same Lord is driving you as per your karma. The same Lord is driving me through self and God realization. I want you to understand these two things. You are driven by karma, I am driven by God realization. Again, try and understand. You are driven by karma, I am driven by God realization. If I am driven by God realization, what is my status quo? What energy am I emitting? God is controlling both of us. God is controlling you. God is controlling me. God is controlling you through your calibrated GPS. God is controlling me through freedom. God is controlling me through spiritual freedom. God is controlling you through constrained spirituality. Your constraint is your karma. God is controlling me through absolute spirituality. There is no constraint. God is active as God in my soul. God is active as God in my soul. Are you understanding? Who is greater? My body, my soul, or the Supreme Lord? When you are doing arti for the Guru, ultimately who you are doing arti for? Because you can't see the Supreme Lord and you can see the Guru, you are doing arti for the. Do you understand? When all the miracles are performed in this ashram days, there haven't been a month from the day I started my satsang where there was not a miracle that has not been performed. Who is the performer of the miracle? And how does the Supreme Lord perform the miracle? through the Guru. This is the science behind the guru-disciple relationship. If you do not know this relationship, worthless going through the Bhagavad Gita. Because there's nothing in the Bhagavad Gita you can attain if the guru is not bona fide. Guru is not bona fide. So our discourse today, I'm not going to go into the 5 chapters. It is not necessary because I need to talk to you. Our post, I have done specific post that says is sorry ISKCON is bringing disrepute into Sanatan Dharma and must be called out. So we sent 3 posts. Our posts are going to over 350 groups around the world. Most of the posts within the first hour reaches 3,500, 4,000 views. From in the 3 posts, I think we have about 30,000 views. From the 30,000 views, we only have about 15 negative comments. How many? 15 negative comments. And I have a media group that is sending these posts. So whilst these posts are out, it is necessary to reconcile what I'm saying on this written post because sometimes it might not make sense. Remember, I said on Lord Ram's birthday, I gave a commitment and I said that Lord Ram incarnates to fight righteousness. Lord Ram incarnates to fight righteousness. I have been fighting righteousness all my life in every aspect. From school, I fought apartheid. In the apartheid police force, I fought the police force, which was unheard of. Dana, nobody did what I did inside the apartheid police force. In politics, I fought politics. In wherever I went, wherever unrighteousness confronted me, I decimated it. In business, in politics, in the police force, in law, and now I am a guru. You think if unrighteousness confronts me, I'm going to leave it and walk away because no, I'm a guru now. God will sort it out. Hmm? Yes, when we went to ISKCON, we have a video. They said, why, Guru, are you hurting our hearts? Our heart is very painful and sore. Wasn't you remember? The heart was sore, right? I have uncovered through meticulous investigations that for the past 50 years, ISKCON has committed the filthiest crime against humanity: child rape, child molestation, ongoing around the world. You think I'm going to leave it? Should you leave it? And should bona fide devotees, when I say bona fide, not spiritually bona fide, but devotees of ISKCON, should they leave it? They have covered up. See, I am attacking them. Do you know what the modus operandi is? When anyone attacks you, go into a shell. Go into a shell. When these allegations have been made against them for the past 50 years, as of last year, a judgment was made in India on over 60 counts of child molestation. One count is too much in any spiritual organization. How many? One. ISKCON, the entire GBC, have covered this great tragedy of humanity. They're involved in other nefarious criminalities. I don't want to give them everything. I want my story to be long, Vasan. How can I finish this part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4? People love soapies, Vasan. How many years the days of our life take? How many years did Dallas take, Satish? Remember in the 80s how young we were? And at the end of every episode, who shot JR? So I should go on my school blackboard and write there, who shot JR? JAY. The world love soapies. So the Sri Narayan Dham has taken an oath on Lord Ram's birthday that I will dismantle the entire ISKCON network around the world from here. And I already started. There is a very sad poster. Go on my post. Somebody from London writes there, can anybody ever take ISKCON down? And he was there for 10 years. We got people in ISKCON for 20, 30 years that were abused as children. That were abused as children. Forced sex through so-called GBC members and gurus. And gurus. I have my lawyer on standby. But this story I'm giving you didn't start today. All the evidence is on the internet. Go and get the evidence. Right there. Criminalities by ISKCON. And all these things will come out. Do you understand? Are we right, whoever is here in this room? Can we promote child abuse? If I don't dismantle ISKCON, ISKCON supposed to, the Satagun members in its ISKCON, the real people that joined ISKCON for God, don't you think it was their duty to dismantle ISKCON? If in your church there's a pastor that's raping children, what must the congregation do? I'm giving you an example. If in the mosque a Molana is raping children, who must kick that Molana out? Its membership, yes? Similarly, if ISKCON has been hiding this for 50 years, then you definitely need an Acharya Shyam Ramanuj. You definitely need an Acharya Shyam Ramanuj. We're not going to allow child rape under the name of Krishna consciousness. Don't you think that is the biggest disrepute to Sanatan Dharma, where you collecting money on the name Krishna? All the money, ISKCON temples are billionaires. You used Krishna's name, you made a false Bhagavad Gita because nobody stopped you. You made billions on the Supreme Lord's name, then you use the same billions when you charge to pay your legal fees. You think that's right? Using God's name, you commit. Is there any offense in this world worse than raping a child or molesting a child? You tell me, is there any greater offense? And I'm saying 60 children, and nothing has been done to that accused. And all these cases, have you seen the Madlanga Commission? Huh? When where six dockets were found in Kosi's house. Huh? How many of these dockets around the world were bought off? How many dockets around the world of ISKCON were bought off? So what do you think we should do? Part 4 tomorrow? I was having a good time. Who is Acharya Shyam Ramanuj? I went to part 5 and I was so excited. I'm doing my own biography. I don't need any royalty to come to my ashram and compile my biography. I was doing it myself. Now I have to stop. Are we in agreement? Are we in agreement? Am I giving you evidence, both scriptural and material, why ISKCON is bringing disrepute to Sanatan Dharma? I showed you scripturally that it's a fraud organization. It has no basis in Sanatan Dharma. Then I'm showing you materially. Go into Google. Anyone who's listening, anyone around the world who's listening to this discourse, go into Google, type there criminalities by ISKCON. That's all. That is all. And you'll find that Google has compiled all the criminal offenses of ISKCON since its existence for the past 60 years. And for those of you who do not understand, I said I was one of the best legal investigators in the business. I was a director in a law firm only for that specific job. And when you needed one bullet to win the case, I gave you 20 bullets. Now you understand? I just needed one bullet for ISKCON. How many I got? Thousands. ISKCON is already dead. It's only for them to realize. But these discourses that I'm giving is for the ISKCON devotees who want to come right. Devotees in ISKCON, contact Send me a message, contact me in Messenger. I'm going to set you on the right path for yourself. No, I'm not bringing you into my zone. I'm going to tell you what the truth is. Because 800 temples around the world, how big you think that congregation is? Do you think that congregation need to know this truth? Do you think that congregation need to know that their organization is a shelter for nefarious criminalities and abuse? You think they need to know that? You need you think they need to stop? Well, in the West, ISKCON is dead. ISKCON is these same child abusers are now in India. Ironically, when ISKCON started, nobody in India wanted Swami Prabhupada or his teachings when ISKCON took its birth. But when ISKCON is dying, they are most popular in India because they provide in air-conditioned ashrams, air-conditioned ashrams and top food. All these millions they made, now they want some life. At the moment, there's a huge hole in the throat of the breathing of ISKCON. Its last limbs that's trembling like this. See how Vasan watching me. You can imagine, Vas. There's enough work, Vas. Enough work. One small branch falls down, Vasan. Or who knows, they might hand it over to Vasan. We just change a few mantras there. Vas. So they're building this planetarium. I don't know, it's one of a very, very high building in India as a camouflage to retain some sort of life. But I think for those of me that know me for years, Jessica, you know, we started the project. We're only going to end this when ISKCON dissolves itself around the world. They need to dissolve themselves around the world because they are not Sanatan Dharma, they are not Vaishnavites, they are Krishnavites. They are Krishnavites of the Krishna of ISKCON. The Krishna of ISKCON is not the Krishna of the Mahabharata and the Vedas. That's a made up Krishna. And the original Krishna that comes from Lord Srimad Narayan is the Krishna from Sanatan Dharma and Mahabharata. And you know what Swami Prabhupada has done? You know what number Lord Narayan is in his spiritual hierarchy? Lord Narayan is number 5. According to Swami Prabhupada, Lord Narayan is number 5. You think this institution needs something or Lord Narayan is relegated to number 5. So we're going to close now. Jessica, I shouldn't have shared that fried potato. But many devotees wasn't put in eyes. Denver and his wife, they were looking at my potato. Wasn't. Then where his wife, Jessica, Satish, they're walking past, but they were. So I shared it. And that is why I'm feeling pangs of hunger and I have to bring this discourse to a close. But I'm talking to all my children under 6 years old around the world, yeah, whoever gets this discourse. According to Swami Prabhupada and ISKCON, Lord Narayan is number 5. Is there any significance in this hierarchy for Lord Narayan in Swami Prabhupada's deliberations? He is too far away. He is very, very far, number 5, right? Vasan, I want you to hear this. Sometimes they catch you there. At least remember this one thing. Ask them if Lord Narayan is number 5. When Lord Krishna took his birth in the cells of Kamsa, in the cell of Kamsa, why was he born as Lord Narayan? Again, when Lord Narayan was born, or when Lord Krishna was born in the cells of Kamsa, why was he born as Lord Narayan? If he is number 5 in the hierarchy, what sense would it make for Lord Narayan to be born first? But if Lord Narayan is number 1 and Lord Krishna is the incarnation, then he was born as Lord Narayan to show his parents, I am the Supreme Lord and this is my form as Krishna. Now this is for the 6-year-olds. Y'all don't shake your head away. This should be, and I want to all those ISKCON devotees that were high before they met Prabhupada, even in their highness, if I ask them this question, Vasan, I'm talking about John Lennon and even even in their highness, those hippies before they became Krishna devotees, if I ask them this question, high on cocaine, what answer they will give me? While wanting the next fix, shaking and shivering, what answer will they give me if I ask them this question? If why did Lord Krishna show his Narayan form to his parents when he was born? If Lord Narayan is number 5, what sense would it make? And lastly, who sang the Hare Krishna mantra from the Beatles? Who? John? When he sang the mantra, was he high? Go and Google. When did John Lennon become fully drug free? When did John Lennon become fully drug free? Because according to evidence, John Lennon used to be on drugs whilst performing. And the rule of ISKCON is, Vasan? No onions. No onions, yes? No. The rule of ISKCON is no intoxication. Is that a standard rule of ISKCON? No intoxication, no meat eating, no sex outside your marriage. Yes? And one more. What are the four rules of ISKCON? Sorry? Hey, see? I told you she was a plant. I was only testing to see whether she came to spy on me or not. No gambling, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no meat eating. This is what they have founded. Before you say you're an ISKCON devotee, why did they sell their principles to John Lennon? You see, seated right now, as I'm seated here now, I stopped the printing of my published biography. That biography at this point in time would have been on Google Scholar, and students around the world would have been profiting from my academic biography, The Sagacity of Acharya Shyam Ramanuj. I balanced it because of principle, because one of the disciples who took initiation from me transgressed. When a disciple transgresses, can I use his product? Is it principle or not principle? Do you understand? And we were going to sell that biography hot cakes, 500 rand a piece was. I shouldn't be making my own driveway. I would have had contractors here. Understand? I'm busy planting rocks, wasn't? Stone rocks, not that John Lennon rocks. All right? So, when you are bona fide, you work through principle. When you are not bona fide, you can do what you do. Do you understand? So, this entire organization from its birth up to its death was in Tamogun. What Tamogun means? It was in the mode of demons. It was in the mode of demons. Okay, we'll continue on our Bhagavad Gita 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 next week. And as I said, we have our lawyers, advocates, who else? Just magistrate, yeah, Human Rights Commission. We have everyone on board in South Africa, and we are waiting in anticipation for any showdown. But we will be relentless in our exposure. We want the world to know ISKCON is not part of Sanatan Dharma or Hinduism, and it never was. Jai Shriman Narayana.